So you're having a painful sickle cell crisis and you have to decide whether or not you go to hospital via A&E or whether you just wait and stick it out at home. And this is a really difficult decision which we can get in our heads about, and even more difficult when you're experiencing pain or experiencing drowsiness or brain fog and fatigue. So let's try and break down this decision and simplify it to make it easier for the next time you're in the situation. So there's 5 different factors that we need to consider: the reason and actual purpose of attending hospital, the severity of the pain, the timing of the attendance, the presence of abnormal symptoms, and finally, logistics. So it's really important to first understand the reason that you'd need to go to hospital, because this can give you the clarity that just simplifies things. So basically, there are 2 reasons that you need to go to hospital if you're having a painful sickle cell crisis. The first one is to bring the pain under control so that your body is able to rest and recover from the sickling. If your pain's not under control, you can't rest, you're going to be very stressed, that's going to make the pain worse, and it's going to take much longer for you to recover. The second reason to go to hospital is to rule out any life-threatening complications of sickle cell. So next, we want to think about the severity level of the pain. Is the pain so bad that you need injectable morphine, whether that's through the vein, the muscle, or subcutaneously? So your body has been in this situation before, and it will instinctively know the level of severity at which you need to have a stronger pain medication, such as IV morphine. And there's no point waiting if you've already established that your strongest oral pain medication that you have at home isn't working. So the timing is the next area, because we don't want to waste precious time hoping that the pain's going to go away. So this means you have to start working on a plan to go to hospital as soon as you realize that this is a possibility. The one piece of advice I would give based on my experience is to try, if possible, to go to A&E early morning, so between kind of 5 in the morning and 8 in the morning, because that's when it's less likely to be busy and you're likely to be seen quicker. For me personally, it's better to wait a couple of hours until the early morning and then go to hospital and get seen quickly than it is to go to hospital in peak nighttime and sit in A&E waiting for hours. Yeah, I don't want to do that. But obviously, if you're having severe symptoms or you're very unwell, then you just have to go straight away, regardless of what time of day it is. So then the 4th thing to consider is whether you're having any abnormal symptoms. So is this your typical sickle cell pain? If it's not typical sickle cell pain for you, then you need to go to A&E and get it investigated. So 2 main complications to highlight are acute chest syndrome, which is when you will experience feverishness, shortness of breath, and chest pain. If you have any of that, you need to be in hospital and you need to receive treatment very quickly. The second complication is stroke. So if you're having any facial weakness, arm weakness, slurred speech, then it's time to call an ambulance. You need to go to hospital straight away. So there are other complications of sickle cell, obviously, and any abnormal or concerning symptoms, you should seek advice. But I just wanted to let you know about those 2, because they're very important to be aware of. Now, finally, it's also important to think about logistics. So are you in your local area? Are you close to your regular hospital where they know your history? That's really important. If you're outside of your normal areas, then it might be worth traveling further to go to the hospital where the medical team knows you, because you're going to save yourself a lot of grief. If that's not possible, then can your specialist team advise you remotely on what to do, or can they send information to the hospital that you're close to? So it's always worth thinking logistically about how you're going to navigate the hospital experience, because it makes a huge difference when the hospital actually has your healthcare records and they're not having to start from scratch. So that's basically it. Those are the 5 main areas that I run through when I'm deciding whether or not to go to hospital. And if you have any other tips or advice, please put them in the comments or any questions about anything that I've said. So as always, if you're navigating sickle cell whilst juggling work, ambition, and life, then please reach out. I offer one-to-one coaching to help you reach your goals.